Hi there, stamping friends. It's Marilyn here, coming to you for another Thursday night crafting with you. Hopefully everything is well in your part of the world, wherever you're coming from. So as you come on, I would like to welcome you. Welcome everyone, whether you've been with me before or not. And please put in the comments, say hi, tell me where you're watching from. I always like to know where people are watching from and what things are like in their part of the world. I am in Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, have been for almost 14 years. So I'm happy to share whatever I've learned with you. I love doing these and sharing with all of you, so I'm glad you're here. I see there's a couple of people joining me. Hello, Lori. I see your name up there, so that's great. Good to see you. So tonight I have a card I want to show you how I made it with one of the new stamp sets out of the Holiday Mini, as I'm calling it. Stampin' Up! Calls it their July to December, August to December, whatever. It was supposed to be July, so the catalog itself, when you see it, it does say July on it, but due to shipping issues happening, Stampin' Up! Decided to delay it by a month, so it only became available to customers on August 3rd. Hi Karen, welcome, welcome. Glad you could join me. So we have a second Sale-A-Bration happening as well. So I'll show you a couple things about that when I turn the camera down. And I have a couple other announcements to make. And while I'm getting those things ready and making sure that everything is going where it should be, but I presume it is because I see you guys there, I would like to ask a question. My question today is, earlier today, hubby and I played a game of cards, crib. We do that once or twice a week kind of thing, just to keep active minds and whatever. And as we were doing it, I thought, I wonder what other games there are that you can play with two people and maybe with more if you have more around. We don't. But give me some ideas on other card games like that we can play. I personally really like Scrabble, but he does not, so I don't push it. Just whatever he would like to play. I would like to have that interaction with a one-on-one person like that. So let me know what some of your favorites are. I'd love to hear what other things are there. Maybe we have some in our closet and we don't even know about it. So I'm going to switch the camera down and we'll get started. So again, get to see the other side of my room, which is never a pretty sight because right now I am busy rearranging because of new catalog and retired things, and I would like to have a retired sale, but just don't have everything ready for that yet. So that side of the room is not very pleasant to look at, so sorry you had to see that. But for right now you can see my current host code. If you do not have a demonstrator and live in Canada, I would love to have you as a customer. Hello Faye, hello Linda. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see you're here. And as I mentioned, if you can just let me know some other card games. Hubby and I played crib earlier today, and I was thinking it would be really nice to have some other games to switch to. So I'm looking for some answers. If you guys have any you can share with me. So before we get totally started, I want to mention the catalogs as we have the Sale-A-Bration, which runs August 3rd to September 30th. So for those 2 months, you are eligible for every $60 you spend to pick a free item. And there are 1, 2, isn't that gorgeous? Cute little penguins that match the one in the mini catalog. There is this stamp set, there is this paper. And as you can see, they're all the $60. Spend $60, you get it. Faye, you like to play dice. Ah, that is one that we do have. Thank you. The Peaceful Prince, again, matches the deer, and the punch actually punches them out. And I learned last night that if you turn this paper over and hold it up to the light, you can actually put a couple of white dots on it. You know where to punch it from the other side, so you've got a deer facing the other way. We have sheep dies and sheep stamp set. each of them $60. Another stamp set, for, textures and frames for $60. We have this die set for $120. Spend $120 and you get it. And this stamp set for $120. And 3 of them being the bedazzling, the sheep dies, and these dies are only while supplies last. So if you're hesitant, thinking, oh, I'll get them next time, you might not have a chance. Just so you're aware of that. In the back of the catalog, host rewards, if you're having a party or if you spend that much yourself or have a workshop, as we call it, you can get this stamp set free. And that is the only way you can get it. You can't buy that stamp set. And it's got some gorgeous words in it, script and words itself. And then the best part is to join my team. The starter kit is always $135. You pick $165 worth of what you want. But during Sale-A-Bration, you can pick from any of these 9 sets that are in the mini catalog on pages 65 to 71. So I'll just hold that up there so you can maybe take a screenshot of it, see what they are. The yellow highlighted ones are ones that I have. And I'm not going to show them to you today because I have an event coming up with Faye, who's on here with me. We are going to be having a catalog launch, and we can show them to you. Well, we will show them to you then, whatever we have. And this is also a pictorial of the stamp sets that are available. So you can see there is the punch, the deer punch, the penguin with the punch. And the most expensive out of all of these is, I believe, $81.75. And sorry, I don't have prices on here, so I can't tell you exactly which one it is. But pretty great deal, pretty sweet deal. And you do not, let me say that again, you do not have to do anything after you sign up. You can take that, take your wonderful products, and just enjoy. But I would love to have you on the team, and I would certainly welcome you, as would all of my other Stampin' Up! Team members. So consider that. So having said that, with the virtual catalog launch that Faye and I are going to have, here's a screen of when and where. It will be next Tuesday, 7 o'clock Mountain Time. And we're not going to spend time going through everything. As you can see from my catalog, I have quite a few. I did a paper share again this catalog. So therefore, I do have all of the papers. And I just got the last one today that was back ordered. But we will show you and we will chat with you about a few things that we have discovered in that and in our crafting journey with Stampin' Up. So please join us. There is a private Facebook group that you can find with this coloring and this name. And you can ask to join, and then we can go ahead. There's 3 simple questions for you to answer, and we will go ahead and accept you into the group. So that's where it's going to be. We are going to do a Zoom to Facebook and hope and pray that it's going to work. We tried to do that in the annual catalog and it didn't work, but we did quite well, didn't we, Faye? We turned it around and we both signed on Facebook and were able to share things that way. So we were quite tickled with ourselves for doing it. And the other thing I want to mention that is coming soon, I'm part of another team effort with Joanne, Lillian, and I are doing Stamping Staycation. This will be our 5th one on September 11th, and registration will be starting next week. You'll get more information about that on our social media, newsletters, that kind of thing. So welcome, welcome. Hello, Marilyn. Glad you're here. Okay, so continue telling me other games, card games that hubby and I can maybe tackle, or as Faye mentioned, dice game. And I'm going to get started with my card. And any other questions, I'm going to try and watch comments, but also I will go back and look at all the comments afterwards. So this is the card I made to show you, and I'm going to make it but in a different color on camera here. And it's a card that was demoed, I don't know about demoed, it was shared by Mary Fish on her website, and I thought it was just perfect. So it's using the Nature's Harvest bundle, which is a stamp set with, again, different script, different words that I love, along with the dies. And when I get my dies, this is what I do with them so that I can see what they're going to look like. And then I put them on a magnetic sheet where most of the time they stay where they belong. Also in that suite, there is a Timeworn embossing folder. So I have used that. And the other tool I've used, and I will put all the measurements in the header of this Facebook Live afterwards. So hello, Gail. Welcome from Southern Saskatchewan. So this is Scalloped Contour dies, and I've used these lots, but I really wanted to use this. So when I saw her card, and I'm not sure if you can see that, I cut this, well, the other way around, but I cut it along here and just gave it a little bit of, I think her card, she actually had a rounded one, which is one of the new sets that's out. And I thought, you know what, I can do it with this. I'll just, there, maybe you can see that. So it's just a little bit there. So that's what I'm going to make with you today. The designer paper I'm using is from the Hostess package out of the annual catalog. So that is one of the great deals that we've never seen before. We've had a few of those this year. Make sure I don't dump this the wrong way. This is the paper. You can see how it's black and white on one side and all different colors on the other side. And it is 48 sheets of paper. So as a hostess, you are eligible to purchase the paper, or there are 2 or 3 stamp sets back there in the back of the catalog. And only hostesses can purchase them. So if you're wanting to get your hands on that, that would be a great idea, is to decide that you want to be a hostess, whether you're for yourself or whether you are going to have some friends crafting with you. So for my card tonight, I'm going to use this apple green, granny, whatever it's called, granny apple green, yes. And I have, here's maybe where you can see that embossing folder and the cut edge that I did. I've already done those pieces because you don't need to watch me do all the little pieces. But I'll tell you a few things that I've learned as I go. Yes, Karen, that is a great bundle, isn't it? Good to see it, good to see it. And I have glue there. I have the 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 for my card base, and I'm just using regular Whisper White. And I like to fold it and score it on here because with that little bit of give, it seems to lay flatter for me. Then I put my designer paper and my embossed paper on the front like that. And then I have already cut out some of the images from that set. So I started out, I cut these out and I thought, okay, that's great. I'm going to show everyone. Look you don't need much paper. They all fit on this one piece, which is 4 1/4 by 5 3/4, so just over a quarter of a sheet. And then when I went to put them on this card, I really had to be careful how I put the glue on these smaller pieces. So I went back to this and I cut out these two because they're going to be flat on the surface. And I added some of the double-sided adhesive sheets to the back of them. So when I go to put these on, I do not need to add glue. All I need to do is get a hold of that other layer and peel it off and they will stick. So I'm just going to swap those out so I don't get confused when I'm putting them together. And I still have on the back of there, you can see this is the double-sided adhesive. So a piece this size I could use for something else, like almost like this. If, well, it would be this way. If I wanted to stamp it, and then, because that stamp does work, then cut it out, and I would be able to have it already with adhesive on the back for sticking. So that's one of the things I want to share with you, is that there's lots of different ways to use adhesive, and we have lots of adhesives. Most of us do like to use what we call green glue, but actually it's white when it comes out. Yes, Faye, I agree. Those adhesive sheets do save a lot of time. So I'm going to start with just an outside edge. When I use the liquid glue, I don't go right to the edge. This even is maybe not the best because it might gush out, as we call it. There is an up and down to this paper, as near as I can see. And really, it would be nice if I put it where you could see it, wouldn't it? So I'm just trying to have it equal all the way around. And again, with the liquid glue, I can slide it a little bit while I'm doing that. The other reason I use liquid glue on an embossed layer is because it has raised surfaces. If I were to use my Stampin' Seal or glue dots might work, but with using the liquid glue, it will go in those grooves and hold a bit better. So I'm just, again, not going right to the edge. And on something like this, I do put something in the middle. Sometimes I don't, if it's like this was just the plain paper. So, once again, try and get it up here where you can see it. I have cut it, it looks like pretty close this time, to the same length. And again, I can try and match my borders. And I like, whenever I'm gluing something, rather than push on here, which might cause it to move, I like to turn it over and do it from the back side. So there is our card, basically. Then we have, again, our flowers. And I'm probably going to put them on in the same order, same location. And bear with me while I try to do this. And if I can't get it to work quickly, I will use glue on the others and do this one later. But any suggestions for how to do this without losing your mind? Greatly appreciated. Managed to get that piece. Oh, look at, whoa, now it's stuck to my finger. And I'm thinking I might have to do it on this one as well. So if you're, once again, if you're not busy Tuesday night, I really invite you to join Faye and I as we go over a few things. And recently I posted, I think it was earlier today actually, posted a graphic on how to make sure you got our notifications. I thank you, Karen, for letting me know that it doesn't work that way anymore. That was from our last event, and Facebook changes things. Okay, so that is stuck. You can see this one I didn't get over quite as far as I did on that one, but that's okay. Back to the Facebook scenario. It took me some time, but I'm happy to say that I have discovered how you can check those notifications now, and later tonight or tomorrow I will be doing a graphic to show you how to do that. Those of you who've been on Facebook with us for a while know that nothing is ever the same when we're trying to do something like this with even doing these Facebook Lives. You go to sign on one night and it works fine, and the next night it doesn't. I keep reading people having issues with that. So just bear with us, and we don't like it any more than you watching, but we can't do anything about it. So we will just keep working with it. So there, that's, other than it sticking to my fingers right now. And this one I'm going to put on with dimensionals, so it's raised up a bit. So I'm going to move this over just a little bit so that that works way better than just using the liquid glue. And now you can still see the scalloped edges there. And of course, because I didn't repeat this enough, I don't have my dimensionals out here to do this piece. So those of you who have the catalogs, is there a favorite set that you like? And if there is, what design or technique would you like to see done with that set? Maybe it's something that I can do for you in the future and help you with figuring out how to make the most of your stamp set. You notice I'm using the edges of the dimensionals. They are just as sticky as the center part when you get the hexagon pieces, and no sense throwing them out. They do work well. Hello, Nancy from Prince George. You and Faye, glad you're here. You'll have to, do you know each other? That's my next question. And if not, you should get to know each other. Great to have a crafting friend close by. And Linda, where are you watching from? Linda Tower, I see your name. Love to hear where everybody's from. And my question earlier tonight was to let me know what other games besides crib that hubby and I could be playing when we have our afternoon coffee break. Okay, so there is my card. Looks very similar. Now for the words, notice I've got a piece that I am recycling here, but that's okay. I used, again, a stamp set out of that Nature's Harvest, and it is Sending Healing Thoughts. May nature's beauty bring you peace to your soul, from Oliver, BC. Well, great to have people from BC here. I have family at the moment that are riding their motorcycles in BC on their way home from Nanaimo. So always interested in BC, weather, people, everything. I have a brother that lives in Nanaimo and an uncle that lives in Brentwood Bay, and I made that a mess, so just hang on while I grab a piece of paper and we'll try a different piece. Yes, I know it's big, but I don't like crooked like that. And I'm going to try to be more careful. Okay, it is crooked on there, but because I'm going to cut it out, it doesn't really matter. So, to do that, I am going to use the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And trying to keep it where you can see it, because maybe some of you haven't seen it. The machine comes with labels on each of the pieces, which is great, because those of us getting to be my age sometimes can't remember. So when I'm die cutting, I need plate 1, 2, I need 3 on the bottom, I need my image, and then this is a die that is in that set as well. Nancy, yes, this bundle is Pretty amazing. So I'm going to place it there, and then I have these little pieces of washi tape that I'm hoping are going to be enough to hold it in place while I place plate 3 on top and cut it out. Hi, Lynn from Vancouver. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Good to see all of you from BC. Understand from my family that I have been in touch with that are traveling there that it is quite warm in BC. They are headed to, oh, that's not very good. That's peeling the paper off. And this washi tape is not new. This is some that I've had sitting on my cut and emboss machine for a while. Ah, didn't wreck the image anyway. So there is my there are my words, just like on that one. And quite a quick and easy card, really, once you've got the die pieces cut out. So again, because I'm going across layers, I am going to put dimensionals on either end of that. Whoops. I know I've seen some people tear them, but this works better for me. And as you know, from any of these videos that you've watched, Facebook Lives or videos, we all have our different ideas for what is going to work. And while I think of that, I don't know how many of you have found me over on YouTube, but each week after I do these videos, I do put them up on my YouTube channel. They should be there as long as YouTube is. Again, I've heard some rumblings about changes happening over there and how we should be making backups of those in case we think they might disappear. So that's something on my agenda to do as well. So for doing the envelope, I have a piece of designer paper that matches, and it is 2.5 by 6. And I use either liquid glue or the Stampin' Seal you just saw me put, and then just really hard with, line it up. And if you have directional, sometimes you do want it to go a certain way, but this one doesn't really matter. And then I just take my paper snips and trim around it, and I have a matching set. So thank you all for commenting on here. I love seeing your comments. And yes, Faye, Granny Apple Green is pretty awesome. And again, it was one that I chose because of the colors that are in that massive package of paper. And I thought, okay, let's try this one. So there is our card for tonight. So back to the comments. Oh, one more thing as I see my stamp laying here. On this one, I did stamp on the inside, and I'm going to do the same thing with the green. All of the comments, only one per person, do go into a draw for the card that I'm making tonight. That's why I want it to be perfect, just for you guys. So before we're done tonight, I will draw for the winner of the shadow box insert that I made last week. And if you don't have a shadow box that's 8 by 8, hopefully you will be able to use it somehow, whether it's on a scrapbook page or whatever. Hello, Christine. Welcome. These are the cards. I just finished this one, made this one earlier. I'm going to show you some cards I've got from my team as a swap before we totally wind up. And then we are going to do the draw for last week's prize. So each month our team has started doing swaps. We sign up for them if we want to. We don't have to. There's no pressure. Just let's have fun and make some cards. And Christine, where are you watching from? Always interesting to know. We have a number of people from BC this time, and Saskatchewan. So welcome everyone. So these cards are ones that I received. This is one made with the Give It a Whirl die and the coffee. I call it Faye's coffee stamp set because Faye loves it. Isn't that cute? And it has an arrow here that tells you which... Oh, from Whitecourt, Christine. Welcome to it. Being in Alberta. Love having you here. I know right where Whitecourt is. So, a great idea for that card. This is another one done with the plaid on a diagonal. I've never seen that before, so I like it. So, and what some of the ladies are doing is giving a description of what they did. This is a set that I do not have. This is bamboo. So again, almost, well, I think it probably has the Granny Apple Green that Sharon did. The bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that breaks. Nothing better than, thanks Faye. I knew you'd know the answer to that one. This is one done with the sea, friends are like seashells kind of thing. Love You to the Beach and Back. This is one done with some gold, the gold leafing. See that narrow little, doesn't that just set it off perfectly? And the glimmer, probably a dazzling diamonds kind of effect on the butterfly. Great embellishments again, and embossing folder on the back there. So lots of variety. This one with the dies cut out, Hello You, and some more paper that is shiny. Becoming my granddaughter because she loves pink shiny things. So, and this one with one of the new sets that's in the annual catalog as well. So great variety. And what we do with our monthly team swaps for these, we sign up by the 15th of the month and we have to have them mailed by the end of the month. So that gives us a couple weeks and allows us to really have a reason to use our stamp sets. So if there's nothing else, I don't see any questions there. I thank you all for taking part in letting me know where you're from and in giving me ideas for card games or games that hubby and I can play on our afternoon break time. And this is what we made last week. If you haven't seen it, it's a shadow box insert to go in an 8x8 frame. And I did it with the Plentiful Plants set. So I have all of those names in my wheel of winning of those who commented. And I'm going to share that with you. There's not a lot, so whoever's on there has a good chance. So when I tap this, it will spin. I'm trying to keep that light from glaring on it. And, whoops, hold it in the camera though. You can see my light up above. Terry N is the winner. So Terry, if you're watching, or when you do watch, please send me your address information and I will get that off to you. And hopefully, if you don't have an 8x8 frame, you will be able to get one and display that. But I have another one because I did one and then I did one on camera for you. So again, thank you for coming. Please mark your calendars for Tuesday at our virtual catalog launch, 7 o'clock Mountain Time. We don't plan on being a long-winded showing everything in the catalog or whatever, even though I've got all those markings on there. We're going to highlight a few that are our favorites and hopefully inspire you to have a few that are your favorites and answer any questions that you have to do with that catalog. So take care and we will see you next time.